We just got back from GenCon. Boy, oh boy, did we get some games. Some of us more than others. We have a lot, and we need to get through this.
This is gonna be
right away.
Big haul. Ha! I got the rest of Season 1. Which
and
is funny.
an extra core box, which is in my haul, because I don't own the game. This is worthless.
I'm gonna be like your Blockbuster. And I've
like
already put
Rent.
all of the little minis in them.
You got the minis?
I did get the minis. I need to paint them.
Kenny did a good job painting them. Kenny Paints on Instagram. Go check it out.
These are all of the rest of Season 1, and some of them I'm very pumped for, like specifically the Geppetto version.
Let's just say they can't see that.
Amazing. And there's also the Creech Manor that looks fantastic. It's going to take me forever to go through all of them, but I'm really pumped for it. And then I have to finish them before Season 2 gets here. And then when Season 2 gets here, they're going to look real good on my shelf.
Twilight Inscription. This was kind of a spur-of-the-moment purchase for me. I actually got one for myself and one for Michelle at Second Star to the Left. But it's one of those things that I know, even if I don't want it, Kenny, Jeff, Kyle, someone who's close to me, I can just sell it right to them, and they're going to be able to have it. So I might try and play it once.
1 to 8 players?
Well, it's a roll and write.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, it's a 2.5 hour, 3 hour roll and write.
3 hour roll?
Yeah, I really want to play it genuinely, but I do think it's one of those that I'm going to pass on and not hold on to because I want to play it, but really excited about this. It's apparently a really unique take on trick taking, one of which I'm not super fond of as a theme or as a mechanic, except for things like Skull King. But I'm hoping that this may be something I enjoy. It's got a cute theme, really nice production. So that's Cat in a Box by Bezier Games.
Yeah, and while he was waiting in line for that, I actually came back and found you guys.
Yeah, you did.
And then noticed that, oh, hey, right there is the Long Shot the Dice Game people, which is, I don't know, they're also Roland Wright people. I forget their names, but...
is it Roland Wright? Roland Wright. Or Perplexed.
That was their
But Roland Wright.
They make another game called Roland
They're
Wright.
not just going to stick the other game on the box.
I don't know. Oh, gosh. Either way, I got the Long Shot the Dice Game expansions to put into my box, which were just cards. They were sets of cards. But either way, I love that game. Got the expansions for that. And then while I was waiting at the Picture Perfect booth demoing the expansions, Max runs up to me and says, "Hey, here." Because he knew I wanted it.
I was walking around, I saw the leader booth, I was like, I'm gonna go look. I honestly didn't think this was for sale at the convention.
I didn't think it
at
would
all.
be either.
And I saw one, and I was like, yes, I must.
Yeah.
And they said it was only one purchase, like, per person. I probably would have bought two, but it's one of those that, like, you'll have it to play, so I'm not super concerned about it. But I immediately ran it back to you. I was like, I found it. It's yours.
I appreciate that you knew that I really, really badly wanted this, and I was like in the finalizing of buying it, pre-ordering it online, and then I think I was busy, and so I couldn't pull out my card and I was like, I'll do it later, and then I didn't, and so I'm glad. And so now I have my own copy of Ahoy.
I'm an enabler.
And I'm really, really pumped
I am
to try
too.
this.
I'm very excited.
I've only heard amazing things. I bet you it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward
There's
to it.
no way it's not. And yeah, Roots are number 1 of all time,
Yeah.
so it's of course.
The next game I got, which was actually much later in the day on Thursday.
Yeah.
We
kind of took a break.
We took a bit of a break. At least I did.
I did too.
And we went to Ivy Studios booth where they had Mythic Mischief. This is a game that I was able to play at Origins and fell in love. And I did talk to Austin, who was so kind enough to give us a pledge. So we have the core game as well as all 3 expansions. I'll tell you what, he was kind enough to give me this game. But I'm pretty sure I sold 3 copies through the duration of the con also.
And we haven't even done a video yet.
I know. It was just at the con talking about him playing it with people like Kenny, Drew, Kenny was going to buy one anyways. He played with me at Origins, but we got you some sales too.
Yeah. Can we talk about the fact that we just love Ivy Studios?
It really seems that way.
Specifically this year. Veiled Fate
and Mythic Mischief are
incredible.
So good.
Incredible games.
So good. And I really want to play Moonrakers with the expansions because I was pretty high on Moonrakers anyways. It was one that I quite liked, but it fell flat for most people that I played it with. But I'm interested with the expansions to see if it adds new elements to it that make it more accessible across the board.
I definitely think Moonrakers is the weakest of the 3, but Mythic Mischief and Veiled Fate are top tier. They're incredible games. Veiled Fate's Easily the best in my mind, but I know that this one's your favorite.
This one's my favorite, then Veiled Fate, then Moonrakers. I genuinely think all three of them, I can tell you with utmost certainty that Mythic Mischief and Veiled Fate are top 50 games for me. Moonrakers is probably top 50. It's close at the very least, but it's interesting because this actually performed way worse on crowdfunding.
Oh, really?
I think this broke this was 600,000 or something. Mythic Mischief is up to like 1.7, I'm sorry. Moonrakers, the Titan campaign is at like 1.7 million right now.
Dang.
Like, people love those things. Yeah.
Dang.
Even Veiled Fate did like 1 million, I think. But I think this is just, it's a little more, genuinely abstract. And maybe even the theme is a little weirder. And the 2-player abstract game is not people's, something that gets them super excited. It does for me, but obviously not for the general population. But in general, Mythic Mischief, absolutely love this game. I played it 2 more times at the con, and yep, it's great. It's still great.
So my next one, I actually genuinely have to go back in time to when I bought the full set of Final Girl stuff. The real reason I was running there, I didn't know that if they were going to sell the Final Girl stuff or not, was I really wanted Keepers, which is a new, party style game with really beautiful photography, and the guy who actually took all the pictures was there and shaking people's hands and signing the games and all that stuff. And I was going to pre-order this because I'm very high on Van Ryder right now, and I was sold on the style of the game. And then I found out that they're going to have copies at GenCon. They said if you're going to be at GenCon, you might as well not. And just come and pick it up. And so I was like, okay,
seems like it's going to be kind of in that same vein of those Mysterium kind of things. Not that it's the same, but in that kind of wheelhouse.
But instead of artwork, it's
photography.
Extremely beautiful.
That looks really cool.
And then on top of that, we were walking by the by Lucky Duck later that day, and I had this on my list of things to check out, which I still don't know a whole lot about it. I was just like, hey, if they're demoing it, I'll try it. And
Devin then said, do you like Seven Wonders? And you said,
not really. Which I did, out loud. I was like,
yeah, you totally did.
But either way, Devin, who is super nice to us and a friend of ours at Lucky Duck, I asked him to sell me on this, and he looked at me and he said, hey, I have one that's severely damaged right here. Do you want it to cover? And I was like, you sold me.
Yeah, that was easy.
And then I took it. So that was.
Put that there.
Sorry.
I'm already running thin here, dude. I'm already running thin. We did stop by the consignment store. We stopped by the consignment store. We were looking.
I think that was next.
Hardcore for Lord of the Rings Confrontation for Amy. We struck out there, though apparently someone got a copy the following day because they refill that.
So while we were in line, the reason we found out about it was I was like, that guy just got Lord of the Rings, The Confrontation, and some type of Zombicide. And she goes, no, he didn't.
It was really mad. While we were there?
Yes, he was walking out with it.
That's brutal.
Yeah, and she was so mad.
That's brutal.
Which I get it. I would have been upset too.
But I did find Vast Crystal Caverns. This was $50 flat, and it includes the Fearsome Foes expansion and all miniatures.
That's crazy.
A rare expansion. Thank you. I knew Mackie from our Discord was looking for the Crystal Caverns Fearsome Foes expansion, so I went ahead and got it. It's not for me, but it is a haul nonetheless. That whole consignment store was great. I wish I went back. It was really cool.
It was amazing.
It was really fun.
It was incredible.
Slow, but fun.
While we were in there, I found some things that I really wanted, and I actually put a lot back because, as I kept picking things, I was like,
there were some really good things.
I can't. This is the first day, Josh.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Josh.
Either way, I found this game, which you found it, and then he was like, "Hey, here you go," because
I'm an enabler.
Again, Max is an enabler. But literally, we've been talking with.
It's not the last time I enabled you on your list either.
Jeff and Kyle were talking with us, and Jeff was very high on this game and said that specifically I would really like it.
And it was like $10,
Yes.
$12.
I think it was
one
10.
of those two.
10 or 12. Either way, it was very cheap, and I'm gonna take a chance on it because I don't know for sure, but I trust Jeff's judgment on that. And then on top of that, I really wanted this game while I was at the con, and they had it in there for some reason
for $20.
Yeah, which is like incredible. But I think I think I went by the AEG booth and they were selling it for like 40?
45, I think.
45,
yeah,
which
like
is
that.
ridiculous. And so I saw that and I was like,
To clarify, not a ridiculous price. Ridiculous that you found it for 20.
for 20.
Yeah.
It just came out.
Yeah, it's brand new.
And it's like I actually opened it up and like a lot of things haven't even been touched.
This is
And
one
I
of
was
the
just like,
ones
what?
from AEG that I've been most excited about. Like
it's so
it, and
pretty
along
too,
with
right?
Wormholes, I was very excited about this one in particular. So the fact that you found it for a deal, heck yeah.
Awesome. I'm so pumped to try that.
Then I went and met my friendly folks at Allycat Games. If you do not know, I actually stream with Allycat Games every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. We just talk about all the latest games that are coming up from them. We've been playing Amun-Re, which just finished its campaign on GameFound, and I've also played both of these games throughout my time streaming with them, and they were so generous and kind to say hello and hand over some games, so I was very happy to try these out. I've played both of these online. I've only played Theme Park once, and I've played Eternal Palace twice, but I really like them both. They're in a nice middleweight, right? They're like middle leaning towards light, but not, I wouldn't call them a light game by any means, but they're like perfectly middleweight and also quite pretty. And they're both pretty unique. They both are dice manipulation and dice placement, but they're both interesting and not necessarily something that I've seen prior to that. So again, they were very generous and kind and went ahead and gave me these. So I'm hoping to get them to the table sooner rather than later.
Then, next up, we got to see a buddy of ours that we've actually played games with quite a few times, and I love him. Like I gave him a million hugs, even while he was demoing games at Ravensburger.
Just come up behind him, hey buddy, see you later.
I just give him a big hug and then try to leave him alone because I know that he's being paid right now to sell people games.
Right.
So, but he sold me on buying my copy, even though I was pretty certain I was going to get it anyway. But he did a good job. So Ravensburg, if you're listening, please continue to hire Lord of the Board, our buddy over there, Sam, to continue to come and demo your stuff or come up with cool stuff. This is Star Wars Villainous, and on top of that, I also got this little game for free with it, which is odd, but like I don't know. I don't know.
It's like a mystery game, right?
It's an audio mystery game.
Ooh.
So like you have cards in here and you listen to something tell the story and then you have to answer questions and stuff. So it's kind of cool. I don't know. I'm willing to try it. They gave it to me for free. So like if you want me to try something, that's a really good way to get me to do it. So that's Echoes the Cocktail. There's apparently a bunch of other ones as well, but this one's the one that I'm actually really looking forward to.
Absolutely. I only have 3 left.
I can keep going.
You go ahead and keep going. You keep talking. I'm gonna go let Remy in while you have a conversation with the camera.
So the next thing on one of my must buys from GenCon was a game that specifically interested me because of Emily. She is huge into Agatha Christie books and murder mysteries and all of that kind of stuff, and actually been reading a ton of Agatha Christie lately. On top of that, I saw while going through a bunch of lists of games that are going to be there and what they are from Studio H, a game called Suspects, which supposedly, and actually right on the back it says 3 complete mysteries with rich plots and elaborate characters in the style of Agatha Christie. So it's not in the world, but in the style of Agatha Christie. I asked Emily if she wanted to try it. She was like, yes, right before we went. And so that was a must because of that. On top of that, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about some of the other Studio H that I bought, including Acropolis, which
so good,
incredible game,
so good.
And think Cascadia, think
but building on top of
like there's a 3D aspect to it, right? It's not just 2D. But we played this twice while we were there.
We demoed it and then played it twice. So like 2.5.
Okay, so 2.5. Yeah. But we really like this game. I'm looking forward to getting a couple more plays in. Great game. And then on top of that, because I really liked their booth and some of the games that they were coming out with, I also bought a little game called Oh Really, which is a game that it's not cooperative, it's a party game, but it's all about knowing your friends and what they like and what they dislike. And essentially it's just a rating style game, but it's really pretty. It's from the same creator / the box even looks exactly the same as In the Palm of Your Hand, which is another game that I would actually really like to try. But either way, I am excited to try all of those games.
That might have been the most tempting booth at all of GenCon to me this year.
Incredible.
I think that one slimmed down RPG game looked really cool.
Really cool.
I was really interested in Northgard.
Northgard looked awesome.
I'm hoping that we're able to get a copy of that sometime soon. Northgard looks great. And I really, really regret not picking up Turing Machine while it was still available.
Yeah. No, their booth was incredible.
Yeah.
And there was always a line. Like, people were always buying from them, and they always had more copies the next day.
10% off anything with the QR code and whatnot. Like, really
20% off if you bought 4.
Yeah, and there were people always demoing. Like, props to them. They had a great booth. It was also a double-sided booth. Like, really cool. They just had great games. I was very interested in everything they had to offer.
If we wanted to do 3 videos on GenCon, we could do a top booths at GenCon, like give awards to people. I don't know, but they were easily one of my favorites.
Yeah, they were awesome. They were awesome. This one is not for me, but it is for our buddy Jeff. This is Reckoner's Steel Slayer, and this is the expansion to the Reckoner's board game. So as soon as I told him that it was available at the con, he asked me how much and to bring it to PAX. So I went ahead and got it, and it's going to PAX with us to go back home with Jeff.
I love
I've never
the minis.
actually read the Reckoner series, though. Of all series that have kind of interested me and sparked an interest in reading, this might be one of them.
Look at those dice.
No, the production's actually great in these games, but this is the expansion to a game I know nothing about, for a series I know nothing about, but regardless, it is a haul nonetheless.
All right, that leaves me with a few games that I got the third day, and then we'll go with the games that I got on the final day. But one of those is a game that we played called Paint the Roses, which is a cooperative game that we've yet to win. That is incredible. I actually really, really like this game.
I
it's
actually like it
tough.
way more than I thought I would.
Yeah. And we like it, I think, because it's hard. Like, if it was easy, I wouldn't like it.
100%. I was actually talking in the Discord with Jeff and Kyle, and like, I really like this game more than I thought I would. So much so that I almost bought myself a copy on Sunday. I very much considered it. But I do wonder if it's a game that, like, while we are continuously losing, I'm like, man, I want to play that again. Man,
I gotta win.
And the moment we win, I'll be like, we did it, Cole. Like, I'm not saying that would happen, but I do wonder because, that like, I need to play it again. I need to win is such a good feeling, like such a strong emotional attachment to playing that game that I wonder if once we do beat it, if we'll still like it as much. But I really liked it.
I wonder, and in the same vein, I think a way of describing that feeling is the question of, is it solvable?
Right.
And if I solve it, then I don't need to play it anymore.
Sure, like, it's exactly right. I was comparing it to, like, Gone Chunk Clever.
Yeah.
Like, the moment I hit 300, am I done? Which
Yeah.
I basically am, but I don't think this is nearly as solvable as that game.
It's one of those things, too, where, like, if it only has one way of being right, then it's not going to be, it's not going to last. However, if it's one of those things where every single group, like, kind of changes the dynamic of how it plays, then it could be a game that lasts in my collection. But great points. We played it twice, and I think it's good.
I do think there's also already some expansions out for it
that
are
really?
like, there's like 4 modules, I think. Like a Mad Hatter module and this module that change it up in enough of a way to make it like significantly interesting.
Oh, I bought this after we streamed
Another
with some
game.
lovely people with Czech Games Edition on their Twitch.
Yep, it was on their Twitch. We streamed with Ray, which is the streamer. She's the streamer for Czech Games Edition.
Yeah.
We streamed with Jamie Daggers. We streamed with Bonzinator and Meeple Conrad also. And
incredible
that was a heck of a group and genuinely loved this game. Loved that experience.
Yeah.
Highlight of the con, maybe entirely. Like, that was a blast.
That's huge.
I
did not know it was maybe his highlight of the con.
It was great up there.
It was great.
It's top 3.
Yeah.
It's top 3 for sure. I'm not sure it's the best moment of the whole con, but it's close. It's in consideration. I just had so much fun, and I put this game in your hand, enabling. But I really wanted to buy it for myself too, if I felt like I could genuinely, like, consistently have 4+ people playing because it was so fun. It took over Doodle Dash for me. Almost
I was gonna
instantly.
say it's similar in nature to Doodle Dash, but more chaos,
more gamey.
Yeah. I'm genuine because it does play up to 6, which we played it at.
Yep,
but I
we played
wonder
it at its
if my
max.
family will be okay with the chaos.
It's
We're gonna
chaotic.
find out.
Yep.
But genuinely, when we finished, I was really hoping that they would maybe offer us a copy because we demoed it. But then, even then, I was like, I gotta get this. I gotta take it with me. Moving on to Sunday, which was the biggest day by far for me in terms of purchasing because it was the last day.
Really?
So it made sense.
I bought Danielle some dice. I don't have that with me.
Yeah,
but they're
Max
really
actually
cute.
wasn't with me through most of
Sunday, yeah.
So you don't know about.
I was about to say.
You didn't know about all of these until you saw them later. But
Draco.
I bought at the.
I was there for that one.
You were there for that one. I was
there for that
Either
one.
way, so that one was beforehand. This is order over. Oh my gosh.
You'll get there.
Order. I can't even read it. Order Overload Cafe. And this is a game for 2 to 6 players.
Mm-hmm.
I've played it only at 2, but this is an incredibly tough game. It's really hard. Then I went to the, this was the Weird Giraffe Games booth,
yeah.
which I bought 2 games from them. One Emily really wanted, one I really wanted. This is the New Orleans themed Big Easy Busking, which is, it's
About
really
busking.
Yeah. It's 1 to 5 players, so the solo mode actually does interest me a lot. But the theme is really the reason that I wanted to get it. And with it came a big like honkin' expansion and upgrades, so I'm pumped to try that. And then I can't remember for the life of me the game that Emily bought, but maybe we'll talk about it.
It was a blue
later.
box.
I feel really bad. I think it has an elephant on it. I think Michelle really wanted it from Second Star, and Jamie really wanted it from Foster and Meeple. So
Slipping my mind. I wasn't there for that.
can't even remember. Either way, we're moving on to a game that I got to meet the creator.
Yes, you did.
Of, and he's one of the nicest people ever. Which his name is Nathan Thornton. If you're watching this video, because you kept asking me what my name of my channel was, so thank you for being here. But either way, I went home and immediately played this and love this game.
Did you get him to sign your copy?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Which automatically makes it better, right? He's right there.
Amazing.
Fine.
Love it.
Nice little dude. But incredibly enthusiastic guy.
Yeah.
Really kind. Really nice. Emily met him and was like, why haven't you bought that yet? And I was like, well, there's a chance that they might send it to us. She was like, let's just buy it. Because then he can go sign. We can get him to sign it. And I was like, okay, good, cool.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
She's right. But either way, we went home. This was the very first game we played as soon as we got home, which was really cool to see both of us actually excited about it. But really interesting mechanics, really beautiful cards, and the way that you like collect, because it's a drafting and then kind of like polyomino style, like score the most points game. But the way that you draft them is really unique with everybody playing a card secretly, and then when they get revealed, you order those from 1 to whatever, however high you're playing, and then you get where that falls into place on the draft like row. But really nice game. I'm excited to keep playing this and maybe show Max eventually. And then
I'm also sorry about all the hair that's happening right now.
Oh, it's fine. I will die later. We also played Dice Miner with Jazz, Jim, Michelle, and Emily, and this was something, unfortunately, Max missed out on, but this is a great game.
It's an awesome... I've played it. I own it.
You taught me.
Freaking love it.
Michelle bought. She wanted me to teach her how to play, so Emily was like, let's get a copy. And
What
so I
a
was like,
good
cool.
game.
Because Emily crushed us and then fell in love with the game.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're taking that home. And then, do I have some more? I do have some more. Oh, yeah, I forgot when we bought that old wallpaper, we got this game for free because it was at the end of the con, and they were like, here, take some games for free.
It looks pretty.
It's a pretty game. That's all I know about it. There was like 3 games, 2 of them were ugly, and Emily was like, I want that one.
Give me the
and
pretty
I was
one.
like, I'm on the same page. And then I bought, because I have no self-control, from Game Lin Games. Tiny Epic Quest has actually been on my wish list for a while. The reason being was because some people told me, like, I don't know, I was on a Reddit thread a long time ago, and it said, somebody asked, is there any games that are kind of like Legend of Zelda-esque? And somebody immediately, like, a bunch of people were like, Tiny Epic Quest. So,
Okay.
I love Legend of Zelda.
Sure.
I saw that they had it available, which it's not been available for a long time, and then I got it. Then on top of that, Michelle was leaving, and she was like, I gotta get rid of some games. So she gave me Botnik, she gave me Tussy Mussy. I'm going real fast because I got a lot of things. And I also got Circle the Wagons from her. And then I also got Sprawlopolis, which I immediately gave back to Max because she already actually gifted me Sprawlopolis in the past. So now we both have it.
Now we have 2 copies.
Which are great games. And then lastly...
I still have 2. I've just been holding off for the past 20 minutes.
One of the only games that I went to the con.
No. Don't claw me.
Really wanted. They had it available, and I passed on it for quite a few days because heavy.
Oh, I know what this is. Yeah,
very heavy.
yeah.
And had it, and I was finally just like, what the heck? I'll buy it. And that is Dice Throne Adventures.
That is a big box.
It is a huge box.
That is a big box.
But I am so pumped to try this.
I am so stoked for it.
Looks so cool, Max.
It does.
And
it really
I think
does.
we talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about it on video.
But you can tell them.
But I played Dice Throne Season 1, which I've owned for forever. And finally, Max was over at our house when we were thinking of games to play. And I was like, Max, can you finally teach me how to play this? We're like, sure. So we played 3-player mode.
Which probably not its best.
Emily,
but
Max, and me.
Still fun.
It was odd. But I could see where it would shine at 2. Or even 4-player, probably team play.
Or even cooperatively.
Yeah, I immediately finished and had a blast. And then I looked over at Max and I was like, I love this, but I wish that there was a co-op version of this.
A co-op dungeon crawler,
Where it's
you
like,
said?
Yeah, like where you fight. I didn't even say dungeon crawl. I was just like, just co-op where like maybe you're going through like a story or like some type of thing like that. And he goes, do I have a game for you? And immediately I found out that already exists.
It's quite rare in this day and age
Oh.
that you're like, man, I wish this was a thing. And someone's like, it is. And you can buy it right now. Like, it's available.
I was so excited. And then I found out, like, I think day 1, I asked, do you guys have any more of these? And they were like, we're out.
We're out for
gonna
today.
have
We're going to have more.
More
right?
every single, which is such a good idea, by the way.
Yeah.
Either way, they never ran out again, so I didn't feel bad about passing up on it
On
Friday,
Saturday,
Saturday
yeah.
type of thing. But ended up with it. It looks really cool. There's little sandies with art and like all these flip, like the dungeon
Tiles where
crawl
you're
type of thing.
navigating the dungeon.
So cool. So I'm really pumped to try this. Thank you for telling me that
You're
it
welcome.
exists.
You're so welcome.
And that's
Enabler.
that's it. You know, I didn't. That was
That's it.
I ended before you did.
Yeah, I'll finish it off. And then I went and actually had no intention of buying anything more.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw at the Ravensburger booth on Sunday that they were basically giving away Strike.
Not basically, they were.
No, they were giving away Strike free with any other purchase. Now, for those who don't know, we love Strike, adore it. It's a great game. I've also let my daughters play it one too many times and lost a couple dice out of it. So with that said, I went and I picked up Explorers, the Phil Walker Harding Roll and Write by Ravensburger, and got Strike with it. And I'm going to send Doolin home with my missing 1 dice copy of Strike, because now I have a full missing no dice copy of Strike. And that's my GenCon haul.
That's our GenCon haul.
That's
We did
our
it.
GenCon haul.
We did it. We did it. We got
We're
through it all.
in
This has got to be like a
together.
50-minute video.
No, it's not that bad. If you cut out me, it would be 45 minutes. Thanks everybody for watching. Let us know down in the comments, what did you get at GenCon if you went? And if you didn't, what were you most interested in? We hope to see you at a con sometime in the near future.
And on top of that, you should join our Discord, and then you can just share pictures
You
of your
can just
haul.
talk all about
That
it.
was so great.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of this afterward. I made fun of people who had haul
He came over
pictures.
here and he said, Max, people were sharing their hauls, and I was like, wow, you bought a lot. And then I put mine on a table, and I was like, wow, I bought a lot.
so much.